Hey there everyone, I am Dresden and welcome back to another episode of Downhill Madness. Today we're going to be testing 3 more vehicles, 2 modded and 1 normal, down the Stairway Mountain Rally course to see how they do. We're starting off with this, the ETK I-Series 2400 TIX TT Sport in automatic. Well, this one has an automatic transmission. Should be pretty interesting. It's a sporty vehicle, but it shouldn't do that bad because it's not like a super stiff suspension like race car or anything. It's just a little bit faster version of a normal vehicle. And I think it should do pretty well. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. That's our first bottom out point. Tends to be for most vehicles. Our rear driver's side door, whatever, is starting to open, which is undesirable, but not really causing any problems. And it won't cause any problems in the future. It should generally be okay, you know? Oh, no. Go back on your wheels. I'm glad I had enough control to do that. We might be pulling to the left, I think. Just a little bit, potentially. But very, very minuscule amount, if we are at all. But I don't know if we are or not. Oh, rock. Okay. Yeah, my phone went off, and so I looked at my phone, and I hit a rock. That was purely my fault, but I don't think it did anything to us. I think we just kind of scraped the side of the vehicle along it, but it didn't really hit the wheel, so it's not really a big issue. We'll brake here because we don't want to get too much airtime there, because I, near the beginning of the series, had done a lot of rolling off of that little crest back there. Alright, it's going pretty well. It feels, I mean, it doesn't feel super fast, nothing like the TRX that's still in first place from, I believe, episode 11. Correct me if I'm wrong. I very well could be wrong. There's a lot of 37 episodes of this, I think, 37. So, a lot. We've run over 100 vehicles, and the same vehicle's been in first place for over 25 episodes now, which is insane. We need to get another vehicle that's as good as the TRX, and I got really close. I'm gonna have to do another top 3 video, probably episode 50, if we get that far. Episode 50 will be a top 3 vehicles episode where we test the top 3 vehicles again to see what times they get, and we only keep the times if they improve, and we'll do 3 attempts on each. It'll be a nice long episode 50. We've done it once before. I think we only did 2 attempts though, if it made it on the first one, but for episode 50 we'll make it a longer one in case any of you guys are enjoying. We'll go ahead and do 3 attempts per vehicle. It theoretically shouldn't be a very long video anyway with the 3 attempts, because they're the fastest vehicles we've driven down this, so they should be quick, you would think, but we will see. We'll also see if I remember to do that. Alright, we made it to the bottom. Pretty good. Made it on the first try, which is always nice. And I was gonna say not too much damage to the vehicle. There's a good amount. Excuse me. Our doors are hanging off a little bit. Our bumper's hanging off. It pulls to the right for sure. I wasn't positive if it was or not. Definitely is. Oh, well, that won't help. Or it might. It might bend that wheel the other way. Actually, no, we're still pulling to the right. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and hit this wall at 85 miles an hour about. Ooh. That was huge. I am surprised that engine still works, because holy cow. There's no way that engine should still work. Look at it. It's pushed halfway into the vehicle. That's insane. Alright, well, on to the next vehicle for this episode. Alright, next up, and for our modded vehicle, we have this. The Hyundai Solaris Accent SEL. Interesting vehicle to put in this game. It is a mod, of course. And this is the 1.6 liter version of the Accent, which should be pretty interesting. We'll see how it goes. I do quite enjoy running the real life car mods down this because it feels a lot more realistic, you know? Like, this is a real car, and it looks like and feels like a real car versus, you know, all the vehicles that come in the game. Like, they're cool, but this is really cool because it's like it could actually happen in real life. Someone could actually buy this car and do this, which is just awesome. Yeah, it's doing pretty well so far. It is front wheel drive, of course. It's an economy class sedan, so it would be. That makes sense. Okay, that was rough. We lost some time there. Our bumper came off. We're pulling to the left now. Little bumps, but big enough bumps to cause problems, which is not what we like to see here. But we will see how it lasts. It feels pretty good to drive, though. Like, it feels almost optimized pretty well for, I would say, this game, but I guess driving just in general. Feels nice. The suspension feels nice. Doesn't feel like it's too powerful, too over or understeery. We did lose that front bumper finally. Uh-oh. That was dumb on my part. Wow. Well, I'm just having a hard time driving today, I think, is the problem. Because this could have so much of a better of a time than what I'm giving it the opportunity to. But I'm going to say this again. Say this every episode. The test of me driving the vehicle, not just of the vehicle. If it was just the vehicle, then I would do endless attempts until I get a nice average time for each attempt. But no, it's me driving the vehicle, how I can handle it, how I can control it, and that's how this series works. It's doing pretty well, though. Okay, alright, I had to say something. Okay. Front left half shaft is broken. Perhaps we can still finish this attempt. I don't think so. It's one-wheel drive at the moment. No, we're not reaching my speed limit of 20 miles an hour. 25 miles an hour. It's one of those two. Anyway, we're not reaching that. So, that's the end of attempt 1 for this vehicle. That was a gnarly hit. This thing, it seems to be a little top heavy, and I think I need to be a little more worried about that and kind of account for it more. Alright, on to attempt number 2. Let's see if we can do any better this one. We got pretty close to the bottom. We almost actually did get to the bottom last attempt. So, I have a feeling that it will be pretty decent this time. Now that we really know kind of what to look out for. It is a little top heavy. Look out for bumps that could roll us. Anything like that. And it is front wheel drive, which means if the front wheels are on the ground only and we accelerate while turning, it causes issues. So we gotta try not to do that as well. I'm sorry that I'm yawning so much. It's currently Saturday. I worked for 7 hours today, 7.5 hours today, and it's 12:20 a.m. So technically it's Sunday, but the only time I had to record with work, so I'm making it happen. Anyway, It's feeling pretty good. It feels better than the last one so far. Very much so far. I almost just rolled it again though. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Get back on the road. Okay, that wasn't that bad. We did fully lose that front bumper, which is good. It's a good thing actually, because now we know it can't get stuck in our wheels, which we definitely don't want. Oh, it's so top heavy. It's kind of very difficult to control, especially with the bumps. The suspension does not really let it enjoy the bumps very well. It just bounces, which is an issue when you don't want it to bounce like that. But that's okay. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't feel awful though, at least. So that's a good thing. Does not feel awful. Feels a lot better than it did. So let's be careful here. Pretty sure this is where the accident happened last time. It was around here somewhere. Let's be a little more careful. There we go. We have now officially made it further than the last attempt. I'm kind of glad we got a second attempt, because this one's a lot better. It's a lot faster than the first attempt. Like, we probably haven't been driving for as long as we did on the first attempt yet, and we're already past it. We're almost at the end. We'll probably finish near the end still with less time on the clock than where we were when we got in the accident last attempt. So, should be pretty dandy, pretty interesting, and pretty fine. Uh-oh, if I can control it. Okay. Go ahead and brakes. Make this turn, the final turn, and blast it to the finish. I would say, I mean blast. Okay, anyway. Made it to the bottom. Felt pretty good, this attempt especially. Damage-wise, not that bad. We did lose a hubcap. We only lost one hubcap, though, and I don't know where. Don't have a front bumper, windshield's cracked. Everything else is pretty okay. Also, the, there's a little dent on the back left door. Little dent on the back right door, and we are pulling to the right. Okay. So it's not exactly perfect, but you know what? Not bad. And that little hit there actually didn't do very much damage to it, which is surprising. Just knocked out the headlight and bowed out the bumper a little, which isn't actually that much. Alright. Hit the wall going about 81 miles an hour, 82-ish. Oh, wow. So, I don't think you'd be okay. In fact, I think that maybe the people in the rear seats are okay. But I don't think so. I really don't. That was a big crash. That was bad. Anyway, on to the third and final vehicle for this episode. And finally, we have this. The Hyundai Solaris X Stance Accent. So we ran pretty much 2 Hyundai Accents today. This one is quite a piece of work. I don't know how it's gonna do. Can't imagine it'll do better than the last one. Like, there's no way it'll do better than the last one. I highly doubt it. Because basically, take the last one, get rid of the suspension. The last one that was super hard to drive and top heavy, don't forget. And get rid of the suspension. And that's what this is. Yeah. Should be interesting and neat, I guess. I guess neat's the word for it. It's a neat vehicle. You guys already saw this one on the thumbnail. That's why you clicked on the videos to see this vehicle. So let's give you a show, shall we? It's not that fast. It's really not that fast. It's having a hard time getting over 40. Which is a little shameful, if I'm being honest. 40 is not that fast. then neither is this. This is not that fast. I've said that a few times, but it's true. It does have the neons, which is kind of cool. It looks really dumb. I understand that, but it's almost neat. And that's all that matters. That it's almost kind of neat. So, okay. It's not as top heavy as it felt in the last vehicle, and I guess that makes sense. This is a lower center of gravity, lower center of mass, so it would feel a little better and a little less top heavy. Oh, it's got an ESC on. Okay, generally what I like to do is the first run I leave the ESC on, second run I turn it off, unless I really don't want to leave it on for some reason. I've done that a few times, but generally I like to leave the ESC on for at least one attempt, because that's how the vehicle is meant to be driven, just straight out of factory, you know, and then I can shut it off and really go ham. But for now, we're just gonna leave it on. It is messing with the braking. It feels like it's almost automatically braking at times. I think it is automatically braking at times, which is a little bit annoying, but it's how the vehicle is, and we're gonna leave it for at least this attempt. And judging by the fact of how well it's doing, I don't believe there will be a second attempt if I can maintain handling, which is the one fear. I think I am pulling to the left, which it's very minor if I am at all. I don't know if it's just the slant of the road making it seem like I'm pulling to the left or not, but I think I'm okay in that regard. Yeah, it feels honestly not that bad on this terrain. I'm sure with the ESC off it would feel a little better, even better rather, but it doesn't actually feel that bad at the moment on this dirt. Okay. The only problem is the automatic braking that it likes to do, which doesn't make sense. But, you know, you do you. Anyway, we made it to the bottom. We even kept the front bumper on for a pretty long time. Actually, the entire time. But it was dangling for a long time. So I'm genuinely surprised we kept it on. Let's go ahead, run it into the wall. It really doesn't look bad. The only problem is that front bumper, and I think our windshield. Yeah. Front bumper and our windshield, that's the only problems. And it's pulling to the left. Actually, it's such a minor pulling to the left that I can barely tell that it's pulling to the left, which is good. It's about what you want. About what you want. We're gonna see how fast we can get. If we can get around, I think 80 is what the last one got. I don't think we'll do that. It's looking like about 66-ish. Ooh. Yeah, the engine is real gone. Yeah, that wasn't good. That was bad impact. You know what though? The crumple zone doesn't look that bad. Again, we were going slower, but it really doesn't look awful, which is good. It's pretty good, except for the engine that you'd have in between your legs. That would be a bit of a shame. All right. Onto the leaderboard for this episode. Let's see how our two Hyundais and our I-Series did. Alright, and now onto the leaderboard for episode, 37, I think? 37, 38, somewhere like that, of Downhill Madness. So, in 23rd place, we have the ETK I-Series 2400 TIX TT Sport with a time of 3 minutes and 14.3 seconds. Coming in soon after in 31st place is the Hyundai Solaris Accent SEL with a time of 3 minutes and 17 seconds. And all the way down in 80th place, we have the Hyundai Solaris Cross Stance, X Stance, however you want to say it, with a time of 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Out of 105 vehicles, that's not the best, but the other two really, really aren't that bad. They're in the top 50% at least, which is pretty good. And as always, we're going to go ahead and drive the last vehicle off the Stairway Mountain, because that's what we do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, hit the red subscribe button, and that bell icon down below to get notified of when I upload. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. I still enjoy making these, and they still seem to get fairly popular on my channel, so I'm gonna keep making them. And I hope that you guys continue to enjoy them. But if anything, I do them just to make people happy. At least if I can make one person happy, that's all that matters. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, this has been Dresden, and oh, look at the back, it's so flappy. And goodbye.